ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும் லோயோலாவின் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும் இளைய தீபங்களே இந்திய தாயவழி இணையில்லாத அருட்செல்வங்களே உங்கள் ஒளி உலகெங்கும் பரவட்டும் நிறையட்டும் லோயோலாவின் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும் நேர்மையின் பாதையில் சென்றிடுவோம் கடமையை கண்ணாய் செயல்படுவோம் நேர்மையின் பாதையில் சென்றிடுவோம் கடமையை கண்ணாய் செயல்படுவோம் அன்புடன் கூடி அமைதியை நாடி அறத்தினை வளர்த்திடுவோம் லோயோலாவின் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உரிமை குரலினை எழுப்பிடுவோம் உழைப்பிற்கு என்றுமே கை கொடுப்போம் உரிமை குரலினை எழுப்பிடுவோம் உழைப்பிற்கு என்றுமே கை கொடுப்போம் எளியவர் துன்பம் நீங்கிட என்றும் காலத்தை அர்ப்பணிப்போம் லோயோலாவின் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும் இறைவனுக்கென்றுமே அடிபணிவோம் விஞ்ஞாசியாரின் வழி நடப்போம் இறைவனுக்கென்றுமே அடிபணிவோம் விஞ்ஞாசியாரின் வழி நடப்போம் சோதனை வாழ்வில் எது வந்தாலுமே உறுதியுடன் இருப்போம் லோயோலாவின் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும் நாட்டிற்கு பணி பல புரிந்திடுவோம் அறிவொளி முழங்கிட செய்திடுவோம் நாட்டிற்கு பணி பல புரிந்திடுவோம் அறிவொளி முழங்கிட செய்திடுவோம் இருளினை அகற்றி ஒளியினை பரப்பி வீர நடை ஏடுவோம் லோயோலாவின் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும் லோயோலாவின் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும் இளைய தீபங்களே இந்திய தாய வழி நிலையில்லாத அருட்செல்வங்களே உங்கள் ஒளி உலகெங்கும் பரவட்டும் நிறையட்டும் லோயோலாவின் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும் லோயோலாவின் ஒளி வீசட்டும் உலகெங்கும் ஒளி வீசட்டும்
Is in the east side, okay? So basically in Toronto. So we've been contemplating since we started whether we need to register or not, and finally we took some courage last month and decided we will register the alumni as a not for profit organization. Even though I mean we did quite a few, like social causes in these 2 years, I would say. We did some fundraiser for COVID, then we did a fundraiser for a person who got a gunshot wound, and also we did some food drives. These are the things we did in 2020, and we thought we can do more with these things getting registered. And Shiva, one of the senior member within our alumni, was very kind enough to register everything to us, right? So he's the person who is liaising our organization with the government, and also willing to file all the tax and everything, which is a very big deal. Yeah, right. So thanks a lot, Shiva, for
No problem.
all that. Like without him, I think I would have achieved all these things. Okay, so I really appreciate being such a pillar of strength for us and helping us all the way through. And also, I like to thank. Okay, even though we had the alumni for the last, I would say, 2 years. Venkat was very, instrumental, telling me we need to do this and that, and he was instrumental in a lot of ways. Whenever we did the fundraiser, he was very supportive and took leadership role in, making sure we get the right support from all the team members. And of late, Boniface was being a huge support to us. He's been telling us, I want to be in the leadership team, and COVID in one way good for us. Like we were able to kind of reach out to a lot of people, and the alumni, which was about 120 people, has grown to about 200 people, and it is very, very. The data has been cleaned up, right? So we have a lot of Indian numbers in the form in the alumni membership. So we cleaned up all those things. Now we know all the 200 members who are sitting in here. At least we know who they are, where they live, and all those kind of things. Okay. So with that being said, like we registered the alumni 10 days back, and also we started, the bank account, which will allow us to transact financially and help our community and also the alumni. Okay, with that being said, we also sent out a note to the entire alumni community who would be interested in taking leadership role, and many people came forward and gave their names. So we did not have an election, so we just, because there wasn't any competition, right? So we gave them the opportunity, whatever they requested for. And also, this is not fully governed by us, right? Like we do also some governments happening from Chennai. So if you take up my role was nominated by Father Principal like last year. I was always doing the role of a mentor, and I was doing that, just guiding the team how to progress and stuff like that. But, ultimately, we did not have a president for some time, so they asked me whether I could take up that role, but I said, like, if nobody's wanting to do that role, like, I will do it. So I just took up this mantle with the support of all of you guys, and let's see how we can progress. Okay, so that being said, I'm just going to tell you who are the other leadership team members who are there in our committee now. So are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm humbled to say that I'm going with the president for some more time, and you will be seeing my face often. And the next person is the vice president. Venkatram will be the vice president, and vice president legal and finance will be Shiva. Shiva will be taking care of all the licensing with the government agency, and also you will make sure all the finance are taken care. And we do have a role called VP admin and general secretary, which will be Monica Justin. And we have governance and policy maker is Mani Narayanan. Basically is Manikandan Narayanan. So he couldn't make it to the call. And director membership is Rakesh Khanna. Rakesh Khanna been with us for since the beginning. Okay, he been a pillar since we started this organization, when we are not even fully formalized, and he was supporting in every way possible, whenever, whatever it is, right? Whether it's fundraising or meeting people, or organizing something, he's been a great strength to us. And the same way, we have Michelle Francis, who will be the social media director. She is also from the very beginning being very supportive. And we have a director for volunteering, which will be Jacinta Gomes. Even these names are from the very beginning, they were there, like for the last 2 years. And the new member for director of IT will be Ravichandran Vanan. So we happen to know him just few days back, and he was very enthusiastic and helping us out. And he's a software data guy who works in Toronto. So he said he can help us with all these things. And also, like Irshad was more than happy to help us in the Western region. Irshad been with our alumni since the beginning. Okay, he was one of the, I would say, the founding member for us, and he lives in Calgary, and he'll be helping us with anybody who will be coming into the Western region. Then for Atlantic region, which will be John Francis, he couldn't make it into the call, but anybody who needs any kind of support or help, John will be the person. And we still have one opening, which we are still looking around. If anybody willing to volunteer, they will be more than happy to be given that role. Okay, so we do have for all these roles the job responsibility, which will be shared with everybody, and you can go through that, what each one of them will be doing. Then apart from that, we do have few leaders within our alumni whom we thought we will give them the role of a director at large. So Jayant was more than happy to be associated with us, and I thought we will give him that particular role. And Phil Anthony, like he lives in Toronto, and he's also been very helpful. The same way Suresh Datu. Okay, so this will be the leadership team, and I will give the mic to Venkat to talk about the next step, like how we plan to sustain this organization moving forward.
Awesome, guys. First of all, a good round of applause for everyone that volunteered. Thank you. I think that is very, very commendable that you are willing to volunteer and try and take on a role. Keep in mind, this is something that we're all passionate about, right? So I'm really happy to see the number of people that are messaging on WhatsApp. I'd rather have that more messages there than less. So keep that going. We are a family. Just keep that in mind. We have left our family back in India, and we are all here sometimes. And others have moved their whole family. So I want to make sure that you've got we'll keep that in mind. The other thing I want to do is quickly walk through some of the guys. Can we people that are not speaking, can we go on mute just for now, and then we'll unmute ourselves if you need to have a question or answer. Just from a membership perspective, we kind of picked a dollar value that would make sense. For annual membership, we thought for a family we would do $20. and student members that are students that have come here from Loyola and are students here in the universities or colleges. I think it's fair to give them a discounted rate, primarily because that makes sense from all of us discussing this. And then mid-year membership. So if somebody is coming middle of the year, I think it makes sense to have a discounted member. So if we our start and end of the year, we started in April. So April to March is what we are thinking will be our uh, membership year. And then any member that is going through a hardship right now, I know that there is going to be a lot of impact because of COVID and the fact that somebody has moved in recently from another country. We want them to be part of this community. So I think for the fact that we don't want them to feel that they have to give another $20 to be part of this. So I think if you are in that situation, or if you know someone who's in that situation, please reach out straight to the executive leadership, and then we will grant them the membership at this point. The other idea here is, as mentioned in here, the decision will be made by the VP of Finance and Legal and the Director of Membership. We won't involve everybody. They don't need to notify everyone just because it's not. It's a difficult situation to ask for something like that. So uh, don't we're all friends here. So there is no judging. Just so you guys know, just be feel free and be open. And then I already talked about the membership here. So I think any questions or any concerns with what we have outlined here, again, we'll put the bylaws and everything together in the next few weeks. But I think this is just to make sure that we can start operating as an organization. Any questions or any concerns with what either Paul has talked about or what I've mentioned in this?
Venkat, this is Rakesh. So
Yeah.
if you could elaborate on a little bit on where this funds is going to go. So it little, I think it will help everyone as to
Absolutely.
why exactly we came to this decision.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. So the idea here is initially we're hoping to do about 4 or 5 events throughout the year, and the idea is to use these funds to fund the events, the for the alumni primarily. And when we have an extended family, we'll worry about pricing and things like that. So the idea is not to collect fees for every different event, and that is why we chose the dollar amount of $20 so that we can do some live events. So we'll have a picnic, maybe. We haven't decided all the events, and I think the cultural committee and the leadership will have to go through that. But to start off, we'll need to think about what are all the types of event make sense for our community. So that is what the idea is. And instead of collecting funds for every different event, we thought it might be easier to just collect one annual membership and then publish the types of events that will take place, to make sure that there is involvement of both the alumni, and then we'll have some events for the family, so that there is a participation on the family side. All events may not be open to the family, just because there are certain things we want to do as a group, because we have some common factor that we would like to do. Does that make sense, Rakesh? I'm sure others had the same question, but
Yeah, thanks, Venkat. And also, I want to kind of give some more information, Rakesh, and people who have been in the alumni for the last 2 years. You know that how we funded each time when we did a event, right? Like every time when we did a event, we had an expense of $25, somewhere around $25 to $27 being collected to run those events. So with this membership, what we are going to collect, you don't need to pay, ad hoc basis every time when we run a event. You don't need to kind of shell out, right? End of the day, like we did 2 events, and everybody who came to the event, they end was spending about $52. Now with this fee being $20, I think, which will be more synergized, and we can use the money more efficiently and give more benefit out of the money what we are taking.
And another thing to keep in mind for an organization to sustain, I think we need to have a certain amount of money in our coffers so that there are activities that we want to do, like social causes that we may end up sponsoring and things like that, that will make a lot of sense to do from some of these funds. Again, we haven't clearly outlined all of the activities that are going to happen, but I think this is the primary idea at this point. So if anyone has any suggestions specifically on those things, please communicate that to us, and then we'll definitely go through and make sure it is meeting our collective, right? So it is not one person's decision, so that there is a good way to do things for the community as well as to our alumni. So I don't want to talk anymore. Is there anything else that, Paul, we haven't covered?
I covered whatever I need to cover, and so if I'm looking at the agenda, so I think we covered everything. So opening remark, Loyola Alumni Canada, quick discussion on next step. We probably need to say anything which we need to discuss. What will be our next step? And we will have an open forum. Then you can go with Ramya and Shyamla.
So we can do we can do an open forum. I have two other things to quickly state. So one is from an activity set of activities perspective, I think we'll decide on in the next month or so. Our first activity, we wanted to at least have a live event. So just so for people that don't know, my wife and daughter, or my children, are all musicians, and so my wife and daughter said they would be willing to do a live performance for us today. So they're all connecting downstairs right now. So they should be getting online soon. So that is one way to get that going. That's just a start. And then we'll have many such events and many different events to engage both the alumni as well as the families.
Very good, Venkat. So anything else in the open forum, guys, before we give the mic to the Ramya and Shyamla? Boniface, I'm going to stop sharing so that we can see each other. All right.
Yeah, one other thing. So initially, for the registration and things, Paul had initially shelled out the money to get the registration started. What we are thinking of doing is to send all the money, because of how the account is set up. We don't want to directly send it to the account because there is a limit number of transactions you can do on the account. Otherwise, our community account will get charged for every transaction. So the idea is we'll all keep sending the money to Paul's email address, and then he'll do one transfer to the account that is a community account that is set up with TD. And then at the end of a consolidated time, what we'll do is we'll get a extract and send a list so that people are aware as to where the money came from and where it is and how it's going to be used. So there'll be a regular, any not-for-profit organization or any small business, we will be reporting on the financials as required. And I think Shiva has offered to do that. So that is really grateful for him to have taken that. So thank you.
Very good. So anybody, I see a lot of new faces. Boniface, you would like to say anything?
Yeah, Paul, I was just going to ask the group before we start into the Q&A and the open forum, like if you are comfortable to come on screen, please do come on it. So we are trying to take a picture of like a snapshot of all the attendees today. So that can go into our like a first formal team picture that we have taken virtually. So we have about 18 folks on the call. So
yeah. Rakesh.
Don't worry, guys. If by chance your children are in the background or something, not the end of the world. Don't worry. We are just an informal group, so don't hesitate. It's not a big deal.
It's just that it's I'm driving right now, so
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just give me a second. I'm just going to park my car.
All right. So I see a lot of new faces, right? So let me, Anthony Suganthan, this is the first time you are coming into the call, right? You're muted.
This is the third call, actually.
Oh, super, super. Very good. And who else I see new here? Leonard.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah, this is my first time.
Okay, super. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I see Samuel Jacob.
First time for me.
Leonard Vishal is another guy. Yeah, he's been there. Yeah. So then, Ravi, would you like to say anything?
Hi. Nothing, sir. How are you?
Good.
ஒன்னும் கேட்கல ஒன்னும் சார் சார் இந்த பேங்கிங் மட்டும் ஐ திங்க் ட்ரை டு டேக் இட் இன் membership directly in the membership account. The reason because tomorrow sometimes they can complain, they can come and ask why that is being transferred from single person to that. So because I'm a banker, that's why I am telling you, like, it's better make an arrangement with TD, or if TD is not okay, then you have to arrange with some other bank, because it's better to take directly from the members. Whereas when you're doing accounting, then it will become an issue, because it will go to his account and come back to this account. So accountant also will have some issues.
Okay.
Because it's a non-profit organization, so we have to be very careful on reporting.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will communicate that once we get clarification.
Yeah. No. If like, I'll check with BMO whether I can help you in case of setting up a free account or one year for unlimited transactions. Let me check, because if it is possible that if we could get an unlimited transaction for a year or so that we can at least get things directly into it, so there won't be any charges. Because if it goes to his account and comes tomorrow, accounting also will be a problem, because it's a non-profit organization. That is the only danger that we have it. And particularly TD is so fussy, so sometimes they can freeze accounts.
Sir, even for charities, no bank is willing to do any free service.
Yeah.
Even for charities, I do voluntary work for a charity, I do the accounts. They don't budge. They don't give not even a single dollar they want to spare.
Yeah, that is true, sir. Like, the only thing is, since we are there inside, that way we can give it some time or the other. That's it.
So let's do this. Let's do this. I know there's a few other new people on there. So Ravindran, if you can get back to Paul and Shiva and I.
Yeah, I'll speak to you.
By next week, that'll be awesome.
Okay.
If there is an opportunity, let's use of it. We don't want to waste our funds in any way.
That's
We're not attached to any bank, and we don't owe any favors to any bank. So anyway,
it's not about favors. It's about doing things right way.
I know.
Sure, Ravi. We will talk.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And Baptist, like, would you like to say anything? So you have been one of the leadership team, and that's Baptist.
Sorry, I had a quick question. Are we taking the photograph now or later? Because I have to drop off into another call. So if we are taking a photograph, I can stay back for some more time, or I can log off and join back.
Give us a minute, Tony. We are trying to have everybody come up on the screen. There are still a couple of us who have not turned on the video. So just give us a minute or two.
Okay. So I turned on the video. So just saying.
I see Michelle, Mike. There is a call-in user number 2.
Leonard gone now.
Yeah, and Ravindran.
And all the others. This is Baptist. First time joining.
Hey.
I've had happy hours for my work as well, so couldn't join in the previous times. But hello to everybody.
Okay.
Good to see you, Baptist.
Yeah, same here. Seeing all the faces.
So Ravi, நீங்க தான் சொல்லணுமா? Ravichandran.
Am I on mute?
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Hi, Paul. So, hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be a part of this group. And I'm also happy that it's the way it's getting organized. And I feel like we would get much more new members and like good leaders in the near future. And I'm looking forward to working with the team from my role perspective. I would say I'm looking forward to contribute as much as I can. So, and I also thank Boniface. So the way he organized things is really good. Getting in new members, faces. So lots of opportunities for people. Lots of we get a chance to know each other. So I'm really happy to be a part of this group. And looking forward to work with every one of you all.
Very good.
Awesome. So it's picture time, guys. Folks, strike your best pose. And hold on it for the next 10 seconds. Network permitting, I'll try to take the picture quickly, okay? I'm taking a screen snapshot. Okay, all good? Michelle, are you still intending to come on the video? Ravindran, last call.
Going once, going twice.
3, 2,
Thrice.
1. Okay.
That's it.
Finally.
Super. So
Ravi, unga face clear illa. Your eyes are only seen.
இப்ப clean-ஆ இருக்குங்க. Anything else, guys? 1, 2, 3.
So when is our next meeting actually?
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Every bi-weekly, every alternate Fridays.
Friday.
Yeah. So the idea is just to socialize initially, and I think what we'll do is we'll have extended meetings like this, more planned in the next few months. In the next 2 months, I think we'll be focusing on trying to get our bylaws and all the structure in place, and then probably our first event will target sometime in July to have something. Hopefully, we can do something in person if everything goes well. If not, we'll do something in August in person. So I think that's the next plan. Again, the social committee will plan in structure and more detail. But absolutely, we'll see how things go. Hopefully, stay safe, guys. I think that's important now. Stay safe and stay healthy. We'll keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you for organizing this meeting. It was a pleasure. Take care.
Thanks,
Safe.
Boniface, for setting all of this up. So that's actually a good thing to keep in mind, right? It's really nice. It's a lot of people's work, so it's not just Paul and I or Shiva. There's so many people involved in here. Somebody sets up the meeting, somebody sends reminders, somebody posts the updates.
Now
like, everything
the
happens.
real work starts now, right?
Yeah.
The real work starts now. Technically speaking, yeah.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.